Lady Fear. When I think of Lady Fear, or hold her in my mind, she does not make me tremble. She's fierce, oh yes, but kind. She is the sickness in my soul, so familiar, almost sweet. She is a bitter acquired taste, but not so bitter as defeat. I know she loves me dearly, this fear, this friend of mine. Why else would she protect me from when I dare to cross the line? She is my unpleasant medicine, my tonic for the sound, for dreams that hurt to think of from this safe place on the ground. So addictive are her voices that I lie awake at night, tossing her tempest and dancing through her fright. Have you met my Lady Fear? It might do you well to try, lest you suffer her only curse, to live before you die.
The Highland, Slieve-an-Ear and County Trim, home from home. Ride upwards in the twilight, things will start to change. The shape of things is different, everything is strange. Rock falls loom with the peril of the giant. In sudden insignificance, small and unrenowned, riding on the hairline of the whole world's crown, like a pin upon a hair ribbon drawn along by static, crawling through her curls with the fear of the ecstatic. Sky so big and too beautiful to look. Fear is all around you. Fear will never win. You tremble on the tension of her stone blue skin. Always driven upwards, always driven on. Never look behind you or you'll find the world is gone and there's no going back. And what use is it to stop? Ride upwards in the twilight, faith is all you lack, and leave your mark upon her like a tattoo on her back.
Never change the way you eat your spaghetti. Watching her eat her spaghetti is like watching a troll eat a bowl full of live spiders. I am beguiled by the way she serenades the terrified arachnids, dancing with them, like the girls on the Justin Bieber music videos, smushing their guts into her chest and wriggling their hips, pulling faces of joy as they slither down into her belly. Her wild spirit refuses to be tamed by the everyday constraints of society that we take for granted. She will not be domesticated by cutlery, and she will not be beaten by a generous adult-sized portion of spaghetti bolognese. I try to move the hair from her face as it creeps into her mouth with the fistfuls of spaghetti. She grunts at me like a pig in swirl, wishing not to be disturbed at feeding time. I am captivated by her. She breaks for a moment, pausing her ritualistic eating ceremony, and she looks in my direction. She smiles, squinting her eyes and sticking her tongue slightly out of her orange-stained mouth. There is mincemeat in her hair. She takes a minute to catch her breath, stretching her arms in the air, encouraging the kilo of pasta to move south, thus making way for more pasta. She grabs her glass with her greasy hands and chugs on her water. And then she's back to the task in hand. The strings of worms try desperately to escape her grasp as they squirm through her fingers, but she knows their tricks all too well and shovels them into her tunnel-like mouth as they scream for mercy. They are slurped violently through her tightly pierced lips, and as the sauce dribbles down her chin, her lizard-like tongue sweeps across her face, ensuring the maximum amount of sauce is retained. A tiny piece of mincemeat jumps for freedom and rolls across the table. She smashes down her hand, mushes it to its death, and licks it dramatically from her palm. We are in an Italian restaurant. There is a pristine Instagram-esque family sitting at the table to our right. The Instagram mum has perfect face, full of natural-looking makeup. Her hair is neatly done and she is wearing a mother sweatshirt. Her Michael Kors bag sits accordingly under the table at her feet. She is wearing bright white Jag Balenciaga trainers. Her mouth is open and she is glaring directly at my troll-like daughter. I can see she so desperately wants to reach for her phone and secretly stream my feral child on her Instagram Live. Her mind awash with the potential likes, comments, shares and follows it will bring. Her hand twitches over her iPhone like a cowboy in a showdown. I catch her gaze and smile my most sarcastic smile, and she quickly turns back to her perfect family with their perfect children eating their perfect chicken nuggets with a knife and fork, quietly, blissfully watching their iPads. I turn to mine. Completely unaware of the potential confrontation I had just witnessed, she is still shoveling the last bits of tiny meat into her cake hole. A string of spaghetti hangs from her nose, which is quickly snorted up when she feels it tickle her top lip. Then she lifts the bowl and licks the sauce from around the edges like a surfer riding a mammoth wave. The Beach Boys plays on loop in my head. She pauses, looks across at her brother who has been poking at his food with his fork for the last 10 minutes and says, "All of you finish with yours, because if you are, I will eat it." She's already taken his plate from under his nose before he even has a chance to answer. He mumbles and goes back to playing games on Dad's iPhone. And so the eating ritual continues. When she has finished her second portion, she slumps back in her chair and sighs the biggest sigh. She is content with herself. She looks as though she's the victor of a gladiator contest. Spartacus himself could not defeat her in the eating challenge. I can almost hear the cheers from the crowd in the amphitheatre swirling around her head. Amelie the animal, Amelie the animal, Amelie the animal. She lifts her head. Like a lioness who has been faced first in the open stomach of a gazelle, her face is covered in entrails, as is her body. That top was new on today. Spaghetti bolognese adorns the walls and the furniture where we sit, as though there has been a mighty food fight in our little corner of the Italian restaurant. And somehow there is mincemeat in my hair. Looking at her, I feel an immense sense of pride, a gush of all-consuming love. Covered in her kill, she climbs on my knee and wraps her arms and legs around me. The softness of her feels like the cure to my beaten, weathered skin, and I whisper in her ear, "Never change the way you eat your spaghetti."
Song of the wild, song of the wild, can you hear that song of the wild? Song of the wild, song of the wild, can you hear